I'm just going to start by asking you something very simple. When did
Yeah.
you first know that you wanted to be a singer?
Uh, when I realised I wasn't going to be a doctor, I remember I always wanted to be a surgeon. I wanted to be an orthopaedic surgeon. That's, I know that sounds a bit weird. So, for instance, I was into microscopes and things like that, and I was a bit weird like that. And so I've never been afraid of watching surgery on TV or anything like that. And but I just wasn't really good enough at the maths and the physics and the chemistry. Maths has always been a big problem with me. And anyway, but I was in the choirs at school, at my primary school, Clerkenwell Parochial, which was quite a sort of kind of high Church of England school. And then also Dame Alice Owens, I was in the choir there, and I sang at the Guildhall in the special choir and stuff like that. So in London.
High voice before your voice broke and became all powerful.
Well, to be honest, I'm not aware that my voice ever broke. I never. It was never hello, how are you? I don't. It never sort of happened like that. But yeah, so I sort of started to get into music around about 11. First record I ever bought was David Ansel Collins' Double Barrel. Love a bit of ska, and then I always wanted to sort of felt I wanted to do a bit of singing, but I was never quite brave enough until we went to a Pontins holiday camp, and I decided then and there that I would go up on stage and sing a song.
Oh wow! Now you've got a brother and a sister, is that right?
Yeah.
Were they into it? Did you all go up, or was it just you?
No, just me. We weren't the singing Von Trapps. My sister was in a band, actually. She was in a punk band when we were younger. But no, it was only me. And halfway through, I forgot the words to Lady Madonna. And that has kind of haunted me ever since, in a way. I have nightmares about forgetting words on stage. And anyway, so yeah, the girl that I thought was super duper all week, we went out with each other, and people asked me for my autograph, and I thought, okay, orthopedic surgeon, singer. I think I'll be a singer.
Was that your first time on stage performing?
Yeah. I mean, we used to have school like musicals at school, and I used to go to the auditions. And then I never really had it's a bit weird, really, because I was confident in so many other ways, but I just didn't quite have the guts to go up and audition for the school musicals. And I just made myself an ultimatum. I just said, look, I really want to do this. I want to see if I can do it and prove to myself that I can. So I had a little Jekyll and Hyde moment.
Do you remember, I know that you said that you were playing together and you did lots of different music, but do you remember your first official gig? You've been booked, you're going up on stage. Do you remember that at all? Do you remember where it was?
Well, the first proper gig was at Halligan's rehearsal studios. Well, the first gig we ever did as the Roots was in the school hall at Dame Alice Owens to all the third and fourth year kids.
Brilliantly. I bet everyone was singing and dancing.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good moment. I remember we thought we were super cool, and we were all in the lower six. So that was the first gig at school. The first gig as Spandau was in Halligan's, Halligan's rehearsal studios on the Holloway Road, where Madness and Iron Maiden used to rehearse next door. So we've always been good pals with them. And it was a showcase for us. And we invited all the trendy people from the Blitz. Steve Strange came down, and Rusty Egan, and all the various, so and they all came down, all looking like Robin Hood or Captain Scarlet. And so that was our first gig, playing in front of our mates from the club.
I imagine, though, when you play a first gig like that, there's a bit of nerves going on, and there's a lot of thought going into what you're going to wear and what's the style of the band. Was there a lot of thought process for that?
Yeah, I mean, because we really wanted to, we wanted to be super cool. We wanted to make sure. We wanted to make sure also musically that we were spot on. So we had a lot of rehearsals, and we'd also bought a Yamaha CS10 synthesizer, and we had it on HP because we didn't have enough money to buy it outright. So that took a while to pay back. So the whole kind of set that we had was all very much kind of four on the floor synth based. So we had lots of rehearsals, and we were all making sure that we were you know, we were all involved in the club scene anyway, so we were all looking pretty cool anyway. And yeah, we wanted to make a good impression. I always get nervous before I go on stage, every single time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, even after 40 odd years, or if you count when we first started, probably 46 years. Yeah, I still get nervous. Yeah, it's really weird, but it's a good thing, because if you're when you're on the road, when you're tired, you're a bit under the weather, feeling a bit, you know, just a bit cold or whatever, it's that adrenaline and that nervous energy that really gets you through the gig. So
how do you deal with it? Do you have a little ritual that you do? Do you kind of have do you have a calming tea, or do you just kind of like use it to give you some
do I have a calming tea? No.
some meditation, Tony, sit cross-legged, palm on the floor?
Yeah, we weren't in. Yes, actually, talk to Rick Wakeman. He'll tell you some stories. No, we sort of about 45 minutes before we're due to go on stage, 50 minutes. It'll be right. Come on, you know, 1 hour to go, 50 minutes to go, and I'll dive into the shower and I do all my sort of semi-operatic exercises. It's a must to exercise before you go on stage. To any young singer out there, you really should do it. And I might even do some Pavarotti or whatever, just to really kind of warm up. Get your glad rags on. And then we have a little ritual where Richie B. Barrett, our guitarist, has a little speech connected to what we're doing. That's the front doorbell. Go away, whoever you are. And so Richie B. Barrett has a little speech. We all get around
is your front doorbell actually a little bell that people have to ring when
No, it rings on my phone, which is a bit so. Anyway, so Richie sort of we get around in the circle, and we have something what's called a 99, which is 99% alcohol and 1% mixer, and so it's a little vodka, and we all stand around, and Richie says a funny saying of some sort, and we all clink our glasses and we neck it in one, and then we're ready to go.
Nice. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of a buzz before you get on stage.
Yeah. We're not one of these kind of, oh, let's have a chamomile tea bands. No, we're not that kind of a band. Definitely not. Have you seen our rider?
Rock and roll. You got. Oh, what is on your rider then? Go on.
What's on our rider? We've got bottle of vodka, bottle of Jack, 48 beers, 2 reds, 2 whites. I think that's about it. Yeah.
That's good. I wouldn't have expected anything else. If you'd said chamomile tea and rich tea biscuits, I would be slightly disappointed.
Oh, nothing wrong with a rich tea biscuit there.
Is it true that you were friends with Freddie Mercury? Like, actually, you went and got on stage with him, performed with him at one point?
Yeah. Queen were always one of my favourite bands, Seven Seas of Rye. When I first heard that, I was like, wow. And originally it was an instrumental, and then Freddie, then they released the vocal version of it. And I just thought, wow, this is just amazing. So I was hooked straight away. And then when I eventually met Freddie and the boys, it was like, wow, what a lovely, lovely bunch of guys they are. Fantastic and amazing musicians. So, and yes, I was in Auckland, and Spandau had cancelled we'd done a concert tour of Australia. We were due to go to New Zealand. And for some reason, the tour got cancelled. I don't know why to this day. And I thought, well, I'll pop over and see. We had 2 weeks off, so I'll go and see Freddie and the boys. And ended up on stage with Freddie doing Jailhouse Rock. I'm forgetting all the words.
Amazing! How cool was that? I mean, not the forgetting the words part, but the getting on stage with Freddie Mercury would have been amazing.
Well, both of us had we partied quite heavily that afternoon. So I mean, it was kind of more of a pub style version, and but the unfortunate thing is there's only one excuse me picture that's come to light, and that's only recently of myself and the Queen boys on stage. And because in those days nobody had mobile phones or anything, and you weren't allowed to film stuff either. I mean, if you were caught filming stuff at a concert, you'd have your camera taken away or the video camera taken away. So there's no video footage of mine and Fred's performance.
Although
just a picture.
If you did turn out with a video camera back in those days, it wasn't exactly small and discreet. They would have been
great big massive thing. Yeah, I mean, maybe that there might be maybe a news team or something that might have filmed it at the time, but I've never seen I've never seen any footage, so yeah. But it was a moment. I mean, you know, it really was a fantastic moment.
We should put that out there. If you are listening to the podcast right now and you have footage of them up on stage in Auckland, was that right? We want to see it.
1985. Yeah, 1985. So I'd love to see it. It'd be fantastic.
But it's really cool in all these times. I mean, you're part of a band, so wherever you went, you were with other people and you could enjoy, you know, first trip to America, first trip on stage in front of all these crowds. Yeah. When you first decided to go alone, how terrifying was that?
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one because, you know, you've been in this band, you know, your mates and stuff since you were, 16? And then all of a sudden you find yourself, wow, I'm a solo artist. What do you do when you're a solo artist? And the first thing I did was surround myself with good musicians. That's always, so you've got some sort of camaraderie around you. The weird one is the fact that when you're doing interviews, that it's just you. You know, you can't sort of say, God, I feel a bit tired today. Can you, Steve, Gary, John, Martin, could you do one of those? And so you kind of delegate the various interviews and stuff like that. And also, just you were never on your own. So you always had your mates with you. But I've been really fortunate over the years to mix and work with so many great musicians who have become great friends as well. And I call them the Fabulous TH Band. And they really are, because not only are they great musicians, but they're lovely people as well. And we just recently had rehearsals. Yes! First time in over a year. Oh, and we're just in the room together. We're just like, it was kind of, I love you. It was, and a lot of us got young kids as well together, so that's kind of nice. And our kids all sort of know each other. So yeah, I'm just really lucky, and also I'm not one of those kind of dictatorial, this is how it goes all the time. Sometimes I need advice, and when you're surrounded by such good musos, it's, what do you think? And we work on the songs and rehearse them. We've got new songs, which are going to be on the new album next year and stuff like that. But we very much collaborate as a band.
So when
I just do all the interviews.
When you first then started releasing stuff as solo artists, I know that you've got as well. How did you have to make an effort to do something different? Did you have to think, well, what's my sound going to be? Because obviously everyone knew you for the kind of music that you'd been delivering with Spandau. So then when you go alone, do you really have to think about maybe breaking away, or are people expecting something similar?
It's a weird one. I mean, I wasn't sure where I was going musically, and if I'm really honest, I think I made a massive mistake. I've made a few of those in my life, that's for sure.
Everyone.
I had this thing about, I love American rock music. I still love a lot, Tom Petty, John Cougar Mellencamp, Bon Jovi. I'm really into that, that kind of stuff. And so at the time, I was even contemplating moving to LA and probably getting the spandex trousers, growing my hair long and everything, and becoming a rocker. But I was kind of into that sort of stuff. And so the producer that I had at the time was Ron Neverson, who produced Heart and The Who at Leeds and stuff like that. And I don't actually listen to my old stuff, but when we've played it occasionally, when we did tour Germany, it was quite a big album in Germany, so they like to hear that kind of stuff. And actually, some of the songs were really, really good, but they were a bit too kind of, I call it my REO Speed Foreigner, so West Coast, it was nearly in the sea album. There were some great songs on it, but it was, I think, too American. And I think certainly for the UK and the European market, it was a bit, where's he going with this kind of thing? And I sort of knew halfway through making the album that this wasn't necessarily the right one to make. But I was still proud of it. And like I say, there are some great songs on it. And it was brilliant working in LA with Ron Neverson, and just living there for like 3.5 months was just incredible.
I can't believe it's 40 years in music for you as well. It's nuts, isn't it? And when you go back on tour next March, what will your first song be when you get up on stage?
It might be Lady Madonna, and I might forget the words halfway through. It's at the moment, we were talking about it in rehearsals the other day, because we were in rehearsals and we were sort of going through all the Spandau classics and stuff that we're doing at the festivals this summer, and stuff from our Talking to the Moon album, and new songs, obviously. So we were kind of working on all that stuff, but we had a long chat about what are we going to do next year on tour, because it's almost sort of an autobiographical kind of thing. And I don't want to talk for too long, but it would be nice to talk about, this was the song that really influenced me. This was the first song I ever sung in the rehearsal room. Maybe we might do "Oh Carol," you know. And so I don't know. So we've got so many songs to go through, and of course all the classics that people want to hear: "True Gold," "Through the Barricades," "Fly for You," all those sort of stuff. And you know, because what you should never do as an artist, and I've seen artists do it, is deny your past. Absolutely stupid if you do that. You should, you know, embrace what you did as an artist. And I know people say to me, well, you know, you're no longer in the band Spandau and everything, and all the rows you had and everything, but I've still got great memories of recording those songs and performing those songs. And when you know, for instance, do True, you see people in the audience hugging each other, or, you know, married couple, that was their first wedding dance or something like that. And you're a fool if you deny them those memories. Yeah. So I do all the hits and more.
That's why, really, if the opportunity arose, not even to get back together, but even just to do one big show together, your fans would love it. You see, that's the thing. So that would be an option. We'd be very happy about it. Well,
I know that there would be a lot of people really happy about it. Unfortunately, it went a little bit too far. They've been a little bit disingenuous with the truth when I've seen them on TV and stuff. They know why I left, and maybe one day, as I say, they might be honest about it as well. But it's not for me to say. I think it's really sad, and I you know, I think it's a shame for the fans as well, because if things had gone the other way, then we would probably be celebrating the 40th anniversary tour ourselves. But there you go. That's life. That's full of ups and downs, and you take it on the chin and you move forward, and that's the most important thing, I think, is let's always move forward. I mean, I don't go back and listen to all my old songs, whether the solo songs or Spandau songs, or watch videos. Can't think of anything worse. Hate watching myself on TV. So I'm always moving forward and trying to do new things.
You say, you know, you never watch yourself on TV. However, you have children who I'm sure go on YouTube and remind you sometimes of all those moments.
To be honest, I don't know if they do. If they do, they don't tell me. Put it that way. But I mean, the kids at school, I mean, I dropped Zara off at her friend's the other week, and they were having a sleepover party and stuff. And all of a sudden, just as I was leaving, I could hear all the girls singing "God." So I'm thinking, yes, the next generation are coming to see me. I tell you what's really weird is that so a lot of the fans that came when they were very, very young, 14, 15, are now grown up with children of their own, and they now bring, for the first time, their children to the concerts. And it's kind of weird. You know, I've known some of these young guys and girls since they were kids, and now they're bringing their children as well. And their kids know all the words. They must sit their kids down in the living room and go, right, you will listen to the old songs and stuff, you know. No, it's... Sorry?
My daughter knows all the words to Gold and to True. I think there's a lot of it from TikTok generation as well. They're introduced to songs that way as well.
Oh God! I think it's incredible, and it's lovely to see as well when you go onto a festival stage, and all of a sudden you're seeing your traditional fans, and then you're seeing all the young kids as well singing all the words. It's like, wow! It's a really nice feeling. It really is.
Can I just ask what we've got to look forward to next year from you then?
Well, it's going to be. It's not going to be the Bruce Springsteen set. I'm not going to be on stage for 3.5 hours. That's for sure. But it will be a tour that's covering all the hits that people want to hear. I might even have a little look at the sort of early Spandau electronica stuff, which might be, because I really love that period of our lives, and songs that have influenced me in the past. I mean, I'm a massive Hall & Oates fan, massive Queen fan. So do I embrace a couple of those songs as well? And then, of course, a couple of new songs. And it's always good, I think, as an artist, you know, I love playing all the old stuff, but, you know, every now and again, throw in a brand new song. Guys, check this out. Hope you like it. And it's important to sort of move forward as an artist. So, but it won't be disappointing, that's for sure.
Oh, Tony, I can't wait to hear about it. I'd love to come and see it as well. So
I will, come anyone you want, any gig near you.
I will be there. Tony, Hadley, thank you so much for coming and chatting to me, and lovely hearing all the stories. And yeah, it's just so nice to chat to you.
Yeah, and you. Thanks very much. It's been lovely, actually.